humanity. These were the famous words that echoed around the globe as radio reporter Herbert Morrison expressed his raw shock and horror on witnessing the terrible scenes at New Jersey's LAKEHURST Naval Air Station on the 6th of May 1937. This was the day that the Hindenburg airship burst into flames as it neared the landing field, killing 13 passengers, 22 crew, and 1 member of the ground crew, including the director of flight operations, Ernst Lehman. Morrison's recorded words were later added to the newsreel footage of the catastrophe, sound and vision that remains shocking today, 70 years after the event. The LZ-129 Hindenburg was one of the largest aircraft ever built, a German-built Zeppelin that had been in service only a year before disaster struck. What many people don't realize, though, is that prior to the Hindenburg tragedy, Zeppelin airships, which had been flying for over 30 years, had an impressive safety record. The Graf Zeppelin had flown over 1 million miles and circumnavigated the globe. And in its first year of service, the Hindenburg had already covered around 200,000 miles, ferried nearly 2,800 passengers, and made 17 round trips across the Atlantic Ocean. Nobody really knows what triggered the inferno, but several theories exist. Many have blamed the fact that the craft was filled with the highly flammable hydrogen rather than helium, due to a United States military embargo on the less volatile gas. There was also the suggestion that the fire was the work of anti-Nazi saboteurs, or, as the former head of the Zeppelin company, Dr. Hugo Eckener, believed, that Captain Max Pruss mishandled the entire landing maneuver. Was it a static spark, lightning, or incendiary paint? What is certain is that the stunning and widely seen footage of the accident sounded a death knell for the giant passenger-carrying airships, after a golden age that had lasted for almost 40 years. Now here's an address that needs no introduction. Pulling 700,000 visitors a year, Graceland is the second most visited home in the United States after the White House. On a par with such famous regal residences as Buckingham Palace and the Palace of Versailles, 3764 Elvis Presley Boulevard is one of the most recognized dwellings on the planet. It was thanks to the events of one fateful day, 16th of August 1977, that Graceland joins our list of infamous places. The day that Elvis Presley, the most popular and successful entertainer of all time, was found dead in his bathroom, killed by an overdose of prescription drugs and complications from severe heart disease. He was 42. The estate was in dire financial straits at the time of Elvis's death, losing $500,000 a year. Its fortunes were turned around in 1982 when Priscilla, Elvis's ex-wife, decided to turn the place into a museum, a move that paid off handsomely. And today, Graceland is more popular than ever, especially during August, when the Elvis Tribute Week has Memphis throbbing with all things Elvis, including the emotional candlelight ceremony. On Tuesday, the 1st of March, 1932, the Lindbergh farm in Hopewell, New Jersey, became the center of an investigation that was to be remembered as the criminal case of the century. With crudely scribbled ransom notes and $14,000 found hidden in his garage, German carpenter Bruno Richard Hauptmann quickly became the #1 suspect in the crime that shocked America. After a 5-week trial in New Jersey, Hauptmann was found guilty of kidnapping and murdering Charles Augustus Lindbergh Jr., the 20-month-old son of world-famous aviator Colonel Lindbergh. Sentenced to death, he was electrocuted on the 3rd of April, 1936.